Now at 10, a crash in McDonald County takes the life of a Neosho man. Plus, new legislation in Missouri aims to bring reform to the pharmaceutical industry. And the new year will bring a pay increase for workers making minimum wage in the Show Me State.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Bitter cold blankets the 4 states, dropping temperatures nearly 50 degrees in 24 hours. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. These dangerous temperatures have led to an alert day. Let's check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz for our first look at the weather.
Yeah, thanks, Dow. We knew the cold air was coming, but no matter how much you prepare for it, a drastic temperature change like that feels uncomfortable no matter which way you look at it. 16 degrees this morning is where we started. A very chilly start. Temperatures felt like the single digits out there. Taking a look outside this evening, things are calm out there right now. Roadways are clear, but it is still a very cold evening. It is currently 20 degrees outside, feeling like 13, and we haven't even made it to the overnight hours just yet. Overnight tonight, temperatures expected to be around 17 degrees. That wind chill going to make it feel between 5 and 9 degrees across the region. There are some things you can do if you're using a space heater. Don't keep it too close to your furniture. Check your tire pressure before you leave in the morning and give your car a chance to warm up. And then also be aware that frostbite can occur in as little as 30 minutes out there. We're going to talk about the driest December on record that's currently taking place, and a new year, a new weather pattern. All that's coming up.
All right, we'll see you soon. When temperatures in our area drop into dangerous territory, some organizations and locations open their doors to provide warmth to the community. You can find a list of those locations by scanning this QR code. The code will take you to the Warming Centers page of our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, where you can find locations in Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. You can also find information on safety tips for winter, a link to resources, as well as information on adding additional warming centers to the list. The Warming Centers page on KOAMnewsnow.com. A Neosho, Missouri man is dead, and 2 women from Neosho are injured from a head-on crash today in McDonald County. The 3 were in a car that collided with a pickup on Highway 76 west of Anderson this morning. The 44-year-old man died at the scene. The women, ages 30 and 33, suffered moderate injuries. The 33-year-old Bella Vista, Arkansas man who drove the pickup was apparently not seriously hurt. Officials say temperatures near 18 degrees and strong winds made rescue efforts challenging. The stretch of highway closed for several hours, but it has since reopened. Authorities bring additional charges against a man in connection with the death of a teen in Lynn County. Now, last week, authorities arrested this man, Damon Leonard, and charged him with abandonment of a corpse. It was in connection with the death of his 13-year-old neighbor, Aaron Andula. Leonard, a Kansas man, admitted to dumping the boy's body next to a creek in Missouri. Authorities have brought additional charges against the 47-year-old Leonard, including criminal desecration, having a vicious dog at large, and interference with law enforcement. Officers seized multiple dogs from Leonard's property. Authorities say the investigation is still ongoing. Some Missouri lawmakers are pushing new legislation aimed at reforming pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, the companies that manage prescription drug benefits for insurers and employers. Supporters say the bills would increase transparency, rein in prescription drug costs, and require PBMs to act in the best interest of patients and health plans. Pharmacists say without those changes, costs will continue to rise with little oversight.
Without transparency, they're going to continue to run the healthcare system the way they want to run it. And if you look at the profits of what the PBMs are making, they're taking everybody's money, patients, our government, pharmacies, and putting it in their pockets. And we need to hold them responsible as a fiduciary to make sure that they're doing the right thing for the patients.
The legislation will be considered during Missouri's 2026 legislative session, which begins in January. Missouri workers earning the minimum wage will get a pay raise in the new year. They're going to be earning $15 per hour starting on January 1st. Adam Woodbury talked to some small business owners in southwest Missouri who say some changes are already being made to adjust to the increase.
As the world gets ready to ring in the new year, a slew of new laws will go into effect in Missouri. One of them, the state's minimum wage, is increasing. It's gone up annually since 2015, nearly doubling in that time. And as it gets ready to jump from $13.75 to $15 this year, Cherokee firearms owner Jason Radney says it can put some small businesses into a tight spot.
It's going to require businesses, especially the smaller the business, to adjust their prices to help accommodate those, outgoing expenditures as far as, payroll and making sure that they're paying what they need to pay.
The new wage won't apply to tipped employees since much of their income comes from tips. And if a business brings in less than $500,000 in gross income, the state says they can set their own wage.
But I do understand that the smaller the store, especially if you're a local company where you're kind of right at that cusp of that $500,000 cutoff mark, that's gonna put a little of a pinch on your revenue annually.
So what that's going to mean for me is I will not be able to have as many people on the floor. And I've actually already made some adjustments when the last increase came. So I just, won't be able to have the coverage.
Ginny Redfern, who owns Bag Lady Boutique, says she understands employees want to be paid fairly, but she feels like her autonomy as a small business owner could be shrinking.
It feels like kind of a big brother decision where they made the decision, I'm not sure on what data or whatever, but they don't know anything about my small business and how I operate and where my highs and lows are and, what my budget can afford.
As of right now, there is not another increase planned for 2027.
The Show Me State leads its four-state neighbors when it comes to minimum wage. Arkansas comes in next with $11 an hour. Kansas and Oklahoma both pay $7.25 for minimum wage, which matches the federal minimum wage. It's a common New Year's resolution that can be hard to keep. Coming up, tips from a local gym owner on keeping that drive to get into shape. But up first, the year in international stories.
A deadly terror attack in Australia, a homecoming for Israeli hostages, and the first ever American Pope. I'm Tina Kraus with a look at the stories overseas that shaped our world in 2025.
History was made this year with the election of the first American Pope, while tensions in the Middle East simmered as fragile ceasefire took hold in Gaza. And before the year was over, terror struck Australia. Tina Kraus looks back on the international stories that topped headlines in 2025.
In the final month of 2025, Australia saw its deadliest shooting in nearly 30 years. Police say a father and son launched a terror attack at a Hanukkah celebration, killing at least 15 people at the start of the Jewish festival. In the Middle East, emotional reunions as Israeli families welcomed home some of the last hostages taken in the October 7th attacks. A fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas held in Gaza, with growing calls for more humanitarian aid. Israel stunned the Gulf region with its first ever strike inside Qatar, targeting Hamas leadership and stoking fears of a wider conflict. Israel and Iran traded their biggest blows in years, with Israel unleashing sweeping airstrikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites. Iran retaliated with waves of ballistic missiles and drones aimed at Israeli cities. World leaders ramped up diplomatic pressure to end Russia's war in Ukraine, but nearly 4 years in, the fight for a lasting peace goes on. North Korea rattled its neighbors once again, testing new anti-air missiles and showcasing its growing military firepower, while the U.S. kept up joint training drills in the region with South Korea. New U.S. tariffs fueled trade tensions with China, prompting swift retaliation before President Trump and President Xi Jinping struck a trade truce after high-stakes talks. Trump is set to visit Beijing in the new year. A devastating 7.7 magnitude earthquake killed more than 3,700 people in Myanmar, the deadliest quake to strike the Southeast Asian nation in more than a century. A Boeing 787 bound for London crashed moments after takeoff in India, killing 260 people and leaving just one survivor. The investigation remains stalled after disputes over what went wrong. 2025 ushered in a historic moment for the Catholic Church. After the death of Pope Francis, cardinals elected the world's first American pope, Chicago-born Leo XIV. Europe battled a record-breaking heat wave that killed thousands and witnessed a dramatic glacier collapse that buried a village in the Swiss Alps, all as another global climate summit ended with few tangible solutions. And in Britain, King Charles stripped his brother Prince Andrew of his royal title after more fallout from the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. The 77-year-old monarch continued his cancer treatment, while Princess Kate celebrated her remission. Tina Krause, CBS News, London.
One other headline from 2025 came from Down Under, with Australia becoming the first country in the world to ban social media accounts for anyone under age 16. Tech giants like Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube face fines up to $32 million if they don't enforce it. Join us tomorrow night when we take a look at the biggest national stories of 2025. A little bit later, the city of Neosho gets ready to clean out its closets for the biggest garage sale in Missouri.
Dangerously cold temperatures expected overnight, but I'm tracking some relief that could thaw out the 4 states. Details coming up.
You injured by an accident?
Well, we saw an active weather weekend. We said whether it was a drastic temperature change, strong winds, severe weather across Illinois, or now a bomb cyclone in the northeast. Now, a bomb cyclone, just a scary term for bombogenesis. What qualifies a system to enter bombogenesis? Well, when that system brings in strong Arctic air, that Arctic air is very dense and heavy and flows below the warmer air, causing that warm, moist air to rise very quickly. The jet stream grabs a hold of that warm air, spreads it out very quickly, causing a sharp pressure drop at the center point of that system. And for it to qualify for bombogenesis, it has to drop 24 millibars in 24 hours. As it does, it rapidly intensifies, brings strong winds, heavy snow, and can contribute to some ice storms as well. Behind that system, we also saw our own other weather factor, which became an Arctic high, which came out of the northern portions of Canada. That continued south. That's clearing this entire area of the United States right now, but it's also holding on to that cold air, putting a cap over us right now, and just keeping this lid on all this cold air. Temperatures right now in the teens in Carthage, Lamar, Stockton, 20 degrees in Joplin right now. Taking a look at our downtown Joplin camera provided by Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We're seeing things fairly calm out there. Winds are not actually as strong as they were over the weekend. That is great news. Right now, gusting anywhere from about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Heading into your Tuesday, they're calm in the morning, but they pick up in the afternoon to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. But we're already warming up at that point, so that is great news for us. But starting out Tuesday morning, regardless of how strong the wind is, there will still be a wind chill. Temperatures will still feel like the single digits, 8 degrees in Joplin, 6 degrees in Lamar there, and just at the midnight hour. So as we head into the 6 a.m. hour, we rise just a little. Joplin 13, Nevada 6 degrees. So plan for a very cool start to your Tuesday morning. As we head into Tuesday afternoon, though, by the time we reach our lunch hour, temperatures already making their way into the 30s. We're going to see our winds shift out of the west-southwest. A brief cloud or two could pass, but we're expecting mainly sunny skies for your Tuesday. By 3 o'clock, temperatures in the upper 40s, so it's going to feel like a heat wave out there. Heading into Tuesday evening, temperatures only falling into the lower 30s for the night. Still mainly clear throughout your Tuesday into your Wednesday. Temperatures heat up even more for us, back into the 50s. It's feeling good out there for your Wednesday. Sunny skies, 50 degrees. That puts us slightly above average. Headed into Thursday, mostly cloudy conditions begin to move in with the chance of a brief shower. For tonight, what you can expect, December is now the driest December on record with only 0.04 of an inch of rain. Our average almost 2.5 inches at this point. We are going to expect to go into more of a zonal flow heading into next week, which puts us more at a west to east motion. But as we head into the later parts of January, we're going to expect a weather pattern change, bringing colder air to the region. Taking a look at your next 7 days, things are looking good. Just that brief shower on Thursday, heading into Friday, 57 degrees, 50 on Saturday, 58 on Sunday, into 61 on Monday. And then into the later part of next week, a chance for a brief flurry or two. But the winter systems are coming, but it's going to be the second half of January.
We should have bottled up some of that warm air from last week so we could use it.
Just poured it on.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks. One of the most common New Year's resolutions is to get into shape. Some are motivated by health concerns. Some just want to look better. A personal trainer in Carl Junction tells us the first step to a better life is to simply walk through the door of the gym. If someone does not have an active life, it's best to start slow with walking.
So if you're looking to make a change in 2026, I would just encourage you, for one, that you absolutely can make the change. You can do it. You should do it for yourself and for your family.
Rise Fitness also says it's important to rest when your body is sore. Still ahead, youth sports deal with a shortage of officials all across the country. When we return, we're going to dive into this growing problem and look at what's being done about it.
Referees are a crucial part to any game or match in sports. But what happens when there's a shortage? Well, that shortage has impacted fall football games here in the 4 states and could also change game days on the court this winter and the field this spring. I caught up with some of the folks in the field to not just look at the issue, but ask some officials why they do it.
I take a lot of pleasure in it, of being able to go out on the basketball court and call a basketball game, or on the softball field and call a softball game, to where I can be a part of these student athletes playing an organized sport and helping them get a fair game.
I just wanted to let the kids have a chance to play, and that's what's got me in it. It's not the money for sure. It's wanting the kids to be able to play and be able to give back to what I've had over the years.
A lot of them have to take time off of work to be here by 5 o'clock to get ready for a 6 o'clock game, to be here by 4:30 to get here by a 5 o'clock game, so that they can give back to the kids, something that they find passion in. They do it because they know that if they don't, nobody else will.
While officials across the 4 states have developed a passion for giving back to athletics, in recent years, a shortage of referees is impacting youth sports.
There's several issues. Instant gratification, fans, coaches, parents can often be just brutal, and a young official gets lit up a couple times and they say, oh, it's not worth it. I think also we have an issue with pay, and we have an issue with time game start. And our young officials get married and move on. 10 years later, they have kids, and their kids are playing ball and they don't work. Those issues I see as affecting the numbers we have. Plus, some of us guys are getting pretty darn old.
Ever since COVID, there's been some challenges with things. People didn't have officiating for a while and said, I miss stuff from COVID, so they don't want to miss it anymore. So I understand and appreciate that. People are missing, the life outside of officiating, because officiating can be very consuming, just like coaching, just like various other activities involve sports, because honestly, every day of the week, there's activities and stuff taking place.
Due to this growing shortage, leagues and conferences have had to adapt, changing dates and times of games in order to have officials.
It's like putting a 10,000-piece jigsaw puzzle together sometimes. Saturdays in the spring, where I've got 30, 40, 50 college games to assign. Sometimes I struggle, and sometimes I may have to use newer officials that might not be ready for the collegiate game. We've had to move games from a certain date to a different date, to where I had X amount of games on Tuesday and I just didn't have enough officials.
We have done that for the last probably 4 years. We've had to have at least one afternoon game on Friday. We've moved some games to Thursday, but most of our schools in the Three Rivers would rather play a Friday afternoon game.
We've had to adapt and overcome. The kids are resilient. The kids do a phenomenal job understanding and saying, we're going to do our best and we're going to compete at any time, any place, anywhere, and we're going to do our best and give our best effort.
While officials say that this shortage won't be solved overnight, the time is now to act and make a difference.
It used to be that you would have the veteran officials not want to recruit because, they're taking my games. Now it's to the point to where we have to have new officials, or else it's just going to be recess without officials.
If you are a willing and able body and you know that you can help serve young men and young women in the educational learning environment. Jump in and help being an official.
Get involved and remember this, when you were playing, there had to be somebody out there to officiate the ball game. If you don't have somebody out to officiate the ball game, it's just recess. And so get out there and give back something that you've had given to you.
Officiating offers so many life skills, from conflict resolution, rules and regulations, communication, time management, all the various things that we need in life to be successful. And obviously officiating is a huge piece of that. It's such a great camaraderie, and there's not a better group of people that kind of come together and help each other want to succeed.
That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
Hey, heads up for all you bargain hunters out there. Missouri's largest garage sale is going to take place on April 10th and 11th in Neosho. Mark your calendars. More than 400 households and organizations are going to participate, and the city expects thrifters from all across the area, the region, to turn this into one of the biggest shopping events in the Midwest. It typically is. Beyond bargain hunting, the event also brings a financial boost to local hotels and restaurants and shops. Registration opens on March 2nd. Head over to KOIMnewsnow.com for more information. Presumably by garage sale time, it will be a bit warmer than it is tonight out there because it's bitterly cold.
Yeah, I was going to say we should be able to enjoy it by April.
I hope so.
Now, taking a look for tomorrow, 46 degrees, 52 Wednesday. You notice temperatures kind of keep going up there through the end of the week, but then on the weekend, we get a little cold front that passes on Saturday. 58 Sunday, 61 on Monday, and then we're going to be talking about maybe a few flurries by the end of the week.
We can't get our wardrobe figured out. It's gone from t-shirt weather to parka weather just like that, and it's going to be warming up again before long.
Yeah, I don't think, no matter how much you prepared for it, I don't think you could get comfortable with that temperature drop.
Cannot brace for it, that's for sure. Thanks for joining us. Hey, don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Please do be careful out there, and let's make it a great tomorrow.